everybody, it's finally Friday, and I'm so excited, and it's cooling down in LA, so I'm gonna hit the road a running and let the good times roll, roll, roll. Hooray! So, it's Friday. It's finally Friday, and I'm on Facebook. So if you asked your questions using the hashtag KatiFAQ, I've already been on, so I've answered some. You might want to check that out, because I've already answered a lot of questions and responded to a lot of you. So, and for any of you who are like, Kati, you never get to my question, I'm sorry. I'm only one person. I need like 25,000 of me, and then everybody could get all the questions answered they want. But until we figure out human cloning, you're stuck with me. Just one. Just one. Okay, so I have 3 questions as well as a journal topic, and thank you, Yvonne, for that. Oh, I hope I said that correctly. She was like, her name is spelled Jovana, and she's like, it's pronounced like Yovana with a Y, which makes sense. So I hope I did that justice. Okay, question. And I tried to do a variety of questions, but a lot of them were eating disorder focused. And I know some of you get frustrated with that, but it just depends on what questions happen to roll in. And even when I scrolled through more of them, a lot of them were eating disorder focused. So I have 2 eating disorder questions as well as one kind of dealing with judgmental people. So hopefully all of these are helpful. Question number 1. Hey, Kati, I'm in recovery for my eating disorder, and I'm trying to motivate myself by looking to a future where things don't have such a negative effect on my life. But I have a friend who used to have an eating disorder, and she still does things like only drink sugar-free versions of things, and it worries me that I'll actually never be free of these thoughts and behaviors. Is full recovery to the point where all those thoughts and behaviors are gone possible, or will I always have to struggle with this? Now, I don't think I'm breathing enough. I'm like, but I honestly thought this was a really, really, really good question, because it's a concern people have. Like, will the thoughts ever go away, or will I always have them, but I'll just be strong enough not to give in to them, or I'll have these tools I use, or what is it really like? Is that possible? And the answer is yes, it is definitely possible. Now, what that is contingent upon is whether or not we actually put in the nitty-gritty, shitty, dirty, horrible work. Am I right? Can I get an amen from people? Therapy is really fucking hard, and there's no better way to say it. Like, I could sugarcoat it and be like, but therapy is such a wonderful process and something. No, it's really fucking hard. If you're actually working on the stuff that you have to work on, which inevitably means we're making like personality changes of sorts. Like, I don't really like the fact that I get really angry easily with this person, so I'm working to change that. And it is hard. It's not easy. This is something that's taken years and years and years and years to develop, and then we're trying to change it. So it doesn't happen like, pew. It takes time, and it's horrible, hard work. But if we put in the dirt, horrible, shitty, digging through things, trying to figure it out, getting frustrated, trying it again, if we put in that work, full recovery from any of our mental health issues is completely possible. Is it something that's wonderful and exciting and easy? No, but it's so worth it. Because I can even tell you from personal experience, now I'll talk out of professional and personal, working in my own therapy to recognize my own traits and things I don't like about myself, and having the knowledge and the insight to notice when I'm doing it and try to change my behavior has given me nothing but amazing results. Better friends, better relationships. It allowed me to meet and marry the love of my life, Sean, and be able to be strong enough to let that happen in a good way, if that makes sense, because otherwise we end up recreating things that have happened in our past that we maybe don't really want to have happen again, if that is making sense. So in order to fully recover from whatever it is we're trying, whether it's even just depression, anxiety, if it's just a frustration with a coworker or a family member or whatever, working on it in therapy, talking with someone about it, doing the hard work means full recovery. So yes, you can have full recovery. I even have I worked in eating disorder clinics, and a lot of the therapists that I work with were recovered people, and they'd been recovered for many years, and they had none of the traits that you're talking about, like only eating certain things. And they ate what they wanted. They ate when they're hungry. They stopped when they're full, and they led a healthy lifestyle. And you can have that too. Okay? I hope that was helpful. Sometimes I feel like I ramble. I'm sorry. I'll move on. Okay, question number 2. Hi, Kati. Here's my question for you. Is it possible to have a true eating disorder without really having body image issues? I generally feel pretty okay about my body, but I binge and purge due to deal with stress and anxiety. It's been getting a lot worse lately, and I've been thinking about getting some help. That sounds really great. But I don't know if I should go to an eating disorder therapist or someone who specializes in anxiety. I feel like I don't really fit into any of those boxes, and it's super confusing. Thank you. I thought this was great. I get a lot of questions about, like, I don't quite fit into this, and what if I do if I'm not... I think it might be partially my depression or partially my anxiety or partially... You don't have to fit a certain criteria to struggle with something and to get some specialized help. I'm just going to put that out there first. Now, for this specific question, body image and eating disorders don't always coincide. That's why BDD, body dysmorphic disorder, which I have a video on, says that it can't otherwise be attributed to an eating disorder. So BDD happens on its own, separate from an eating disorder. Also, if you go back and you watch my other videos about anorexia and the diagnosis, like all the diagnostic criteria, bulimia, EDNOS, binge eating disorder, when I talk about all those, they don't require us to have a bad body image. It could be a part of it, but you don't have to have it in order to get the diagnosis. Oftentimes, diagnoses are, and I know each one's a little bit different, but some are like, you need 2 out of 3, or you need 4 out of 7 of these criteria. One of the criteria may be a bad body image or a unhealthy view of oneself. I forget how they even verbalize it in them. They're all so different now, but that doesn't have to be one of the things you have. You could have all of the others or 4 of the others or whatever it is to meet the criteria. So for this person's question in particular, no, you don't have to have bad body image issues to have an eating disorder. And yes, I would definitely seek out the help of an eating disorder specialist. Okay? Question number 3. Hey, Katie, what's the best way to deal with nasty, judgmental girls who are always in little cliques at college and won't leave you alone? Ugh, those bitches. I thought this was a great question because of the fact that we all run into these people. And sadly, sometimes some of us may look back and be like, I was one of those people. Ugh. And it's important to know how to deal with difficult people because as terrible as this sounds to say, we run into them no matter how old we are. I still run into nasty, judgmental bitches all the time. And it just is life. Some people live in a dark place and so they spurt out their poison all over everybody else. But we don't have to take it. And there are a couple things. And this is honestly just some advice so that you can protect yourself as well as personal experience. I'm kind of melding them together in this question. So the first thing that I always recommend to my clients is if you are able, and it's something you can work on progressively because it's hard, don't respond. Don't give any kind of notice to them. Don't make eye contact. Don't look at them. If they make snarky comments towards you, pretend you're doing something else. If they keep shouting your name, be like, oh, huh? Oh, sorry. I never listen when you speak. That's the truth because you shouldn't. Nasty people don't deserve our attention. They don't deserve any of our energy. And I find the more we ignore them and the less response or reaction we give them, the more likely they are to move on to something else or someone else. Now, we don't want them moving on to someone else, but it's not our job to teach them a lesson or to tell them to stop or any of that stuff because in my experience, that just eggs it on. Am I right? So first thing, don't give them any attention, any energy. Don't respond. Fight. Fight to not respond, okay? And always think, I'm killing them with silence. I'm killing them with silence. So that's the first thing. The second part is killing them with kindness. And I know this sounds really even more ridiculous and hard, but that's why the first one, try that first. That doesn't work. You can just be so nice. And this is my personal experience. I used to be so nice when people were really mean that it like frustrated them and they couldn't take it and they like they didn't understand and they would go bug someone else. So if someone is going to be nasty, cliquey, judgmental, make you feel out of place, try to make you feel bad or embarrass you, you can be like, you look so nice today. I really like that sweater. Or, I mean, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. What we're trying to do is to get them to not bother you anymore. So that would be my advice. And if possible, since this is in school, please tell an adult, tell them what they're doing, see if there's a way to not have classes with them, to be separated from them, to get them reprimanded for what they're doing and the hurtful things they're saying. yeah, if you can get adults involved, if you have the option and you don't feel like it will be taken in the wrong way, or you've done it before and the adults didn't respond properly, if that hasn't happened, I would definitely seek that out as well. And if any of you have helpful tips and tricks on how to deal with judgmental bullies and just jerks in general, let us know, because we all can learn from one another, right? That's what makes it great that's what's so great about this community. Okay, journal topic. Hey, Katie, my therapist gave me the I'm Okay, You're Okay book, which is a great book. And I read one of the amazing quotes by T.A. Harris, and I read one of many amazing quotes there. And this quote is, "We can hate evil so much that we forget how to love good." And I think it's just perfect because we live in such a terrible world full of wars, killing, molesting, etc., that we literally forget to cherish those small, amazing things that happen each day and make life worth living. And I know I do journal topics like this a lot, but I think it's very important for us to take time during our day to just revel in the beauty of life. Simple little things. Like today I saw a guy playing with a puppy in the park and I was like, oh, he's a puppy. And it's so cute. And it just taking the time to just notice simple little things like a budding flower, a puppy, a baby, whatever makes you happy. Like, wow, there was no line at Starbucks and I got my latte with no problem, or whatever it could be. I hit all green lights. All those things are beautiful and wonderful and make your life better and easier. And the more we focus on those, the less likely that dark cloud is to like bug us and, hang over us all the time. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you all on Monday, and on Tuesday I'll be on Tumblr, so ask your questions there using the hashtag KatieFAQ. Bye!